In today's nightmare, we will be paralyzed with fear. Never better. And it is that the main character of this story received a most chilling visit while he was remaining motionless in the bed of his room. This nightmare will be titled The Woman in White, so do not move. And if you want to know its meaning, listen to my voice until the end. It was still night. I slept too deep to wake up, but I did. I opened my eyes as if I was driven by any impulse, and then I looked at the clock. It said 3:33 in the morning. Something in my body had asked me to wake up. Maybe it was some sudden movement I made while I was sleeping, or maybe I wanted to go to the bathroom, or just a sudden thirst. The point is that I woke up exactly at 3:33 in the morning. A fact that I did not give much importance at the time, despite being quite a strickland figure. The wind whistled outside the bed, and I could hear the branches of my nearest trees shaking, scratching my window with a chilling shriek. I was awake like an owl, and I doubted I could go back to sleep soon, so I resigned myself and decided to go up and go to the bathroom. At that moment, I noticed a terrible feeling that I do not want anyone never to feel. My mind reacted, but my body did not. As much as I wanted to uncover myself, get up and get on my feet out of bed, my body didn't move. It was like a useless fight against him. My eyes began to look to all sides, and my head was pounding so hard that it seemed about to explode. I started to sweat and I got very nervous. I tried to ask for help, but obviously I couldn't either move my mouth or make any sounds. I was not making any movements. I was paralyzed. And the same question was constantly running through my mind. Am I sleeping or awake? I felt I was totally lucid, but my body was still inert, as if asleep. God, it is like being dead in life. And at that moment, I noticed something. I felt that I was not alone in that room, that there was something else, another presence. In the darkness corner and far from the room, a figure began to form in the shadows. A woman figure, barefoot and dressed in a long white nightgown. I couldn't believe it. I jumped out of bed and let out a scream of fear. Or that I would have done if I could. As my head continued at 1,000 revolutions, the figure of the woman in white began to approach slowly. My heart was about to explode. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps. At that moment, I remembered when my brother and I played a game as children. We invented what we call the blind man in the castle. 4 steps, 5 steps, 6 steps. The game was to get to the bed with your eyes covered without bumping into anything. 7 steps, 8 steps. I remember that I always won that game because I cheated and previously counted the steps I had to do to get to the castle without crashing. There were 9 steps. I saw the woman sitting on the edge of the bed. She was at my feet, and I still couldn't move or scream. And I saw her clearly, with a blurred and dark face, bringing her thin bony hand towards me, as if it were the claw of some animal, and me, paralyzed, unable to do anything to avoid it. Chilling, right? Sleep paralysis, even if you don't believe it, affects between 3 and 6% of the total population of the planet. Normally, we suffer episodes of sleep paralysis due to the anxiety produced by the rhythm of life, and also when we are afraid of something. Also, in some sleep paralysis, we can experience seeing figures or even people who are familiar to us. Normally, people close to us who have recently passed away. And an extra detail for this nightmare: the time in which our protagonist wakes up is popularly known as the time of ghosts, since they say it is the time when paranormal activity is at its peak. Be careful, don't get thirsty at 3 in the morning. I hope you enjoyed while having a bad time with us, and even better, that you still want more. See you in the next video, and remember, when there is no space in your dreams, nightmares will walk on your bed.